week is SMU versus, just focusing on you guys?
Probably 50-50, maybe a little bit more focusing on us. I mean, we're introducing SMU, but we've focused, tremendously on things that we need to do better. And, we've kind of broke the days up into certain situations each day. So we had, a lot of stuff yesterday, middle of the field stuff, certain special teams. And then today, we worked a lot of third down, a lot of short yardage goal line, red zone stuff. And then tomorrow we'll hit some of our late game stuff and finish up the special teams.
Was there anything specific you guys pointed to over the first, 4 or 5 games just that you had to work on?
That's what I'm saying. That's all that stuff we've worked the last 2 days. There's a lot of stuff that we've isolated out, and I've met with the staffs, a lot, and I've met with each position group and, talked to them a lot, and just things that each individual group needs to work on. I've met with a lot of individuals about things they need to improve on. So it's been a lot of stuff this week.
Coach, how important is it this week to kind of get those guys who aren't getting the game reps a chance to kind of see a little bit more practice time and get a chance to sharpen their skills?
Well, that's what we've done at the end of practice the last 2 days. Now, with our competitions this week, we've gotten not just our 1s and 2s, we've got our third group. They've gotten reps in all of our competition stuff this week, which has been good. Raheem's got a lot of work this week. And then at the end of practice yesterday and today, we let our guys that are, being redshirted and stuff, we've let them, get a little, mini scrimmage, 10, 15 plays each day. And, everybody enjoys watching that. And it's been really exciting. I really enjoy watching the film of that, because you see young guys that, that aren't playing yet, and you get to see them, running our defense, running our offense, and let you evaluate them, which I think that's important to do during this bye week.
Coach, I asked you after the game if you look at making any changes. Kind of what's that balance like of you don't want to get away from, kind of what you guys have had success with, but also
right.
Adapt and change, when you are struggling at times.
Well, the big thing, and we talked about it on the coaches show Monday night, was just how much time we'd spent on that last game. But really, we've evaluated everything: personnel, who's on the field, who's not, how we're using personnel. Schematically, we've looked at things we're doing well, things we need to do better. I've laid out some specific areas for all 3 phases that I want them to have a concrete plan going into this next game of how to address deficiencies better. So hopefully all that pays off and us playing at a much higher level.
How would you address the drops you've seen from the receiver position? Seems like we're seeing it every week.
Yeah, so we've started doing up downs for incomplete passes that are catchable. We've made everything we can with the receivers and the DBs a competition. And I'll tell you what, they really responded great yesterday. I mean, that's the best we've attacked the ball. I've been extremely blunt with a couple of guys that, if you want the ball to come your way, you better start catching it or you're not going to see it anymore. Now, I wish I could go out there and catch it for them, but I can't. But they've got to go out there and they've got to perform.
On that note, Soel had a nice contested catch and a good game. When a guy plays like that, it's like, okay, let's maybe get him more involved.
Well, the thing that I guess that nobody's noticed is the last 3 games he's played better and better and gotten more and more involved each week. So he's definitely trending upward. Now, the thing I challenged him with is, now you gotta stack another positive game on top of that. If he can continue to improve on his performance, then obviously that's good for us. But I think that kid's got a very high ceiling.
How have you insulated yourself, or maybe even the team, of just kind of all the outside talks and opinions about the team, and have you guys just not worried about it?
I'll be honest, I really don't look at a whole lot and really don't care. I mean, if I'm worried about what anybody outside of this building thinks, then I don't need to be doing this job. My internal expectations are much higher than anybody else's around here. So, I've got enough pressure on myself from just me. Now, the kids, we've talked about it a lot. We talked about it this summer. We talked about it during preseason camp. I talk about it, every year, because, if we win and we play well and they're looking at anything that anybody's saying out there, they're gonna have an inflated ego for themselves, and it's gonna be too much for them because they can't handle that much patting on the back. And the same thing for the negativity. I mean, if you're reading all that stuff and you're listening to people that have no clue what they're talking about, and you're actually valuing their opinion, it's not going to help you any. You know, you got to make sure that you keep yourself focused on listening to people that actually know, you know, what's going on and what reality is. So you can't get caught up in that stuff. And it doesn't matter. I'm not talking about just ECU. It doesn't matter where you're at. I mean, because you got stuff like that at every school across the country. You got to focus on what you're doing day to day. You got to focus on trying to be the best version of you can be every day. You got to focus on improving every single day. But I can promise you this: there's a lot of people around here that care a lot about how the Pirates play and have a lot of pride in how the Pirates play, and that's our focus right now.
Anything else for Coach?